The Chicago Bears reported offer for Trey Hendrickson and what they're willing to pay has now been revealed per Brad Biggs. Is it the right deal if the Bears can swing it? Me, C-Dub, Bobby, and Stevo are going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got Stevo, Bobby, C-Dub, myself, Haize, in the building this morning. And fellas, we had a completely different topic prepared and ready to go. And now this shifts it. So per Brad Biggs, the Chicago Bears reported offer and that they're seeking, if they do make an offer for Trey Hendrickson, is a second-round pick and maybe another late-round selection. I would still be surprised if the Bears made a move. Hendrickson turns 31 in December. He's ailing for a third contract, which he certainly has earned. But the list of players who get expensive third contracts and then deliver value isn't a long one. So Trey Hendrickson isn't in the last year of his deal for $16 million. But to put that in perspective, Dayo Odeyingbo next season. This year he's only making $8 million. Next season will be making $20.5 million. I think that says a lot about what Trey Hendrickson could potentially, if he gets a contract extension. But hearing that the Bears are willing to part with a second-round pick and another late pick to get Trey Hendrickson in here, is that enough?
Hey, man, I just want to talk about the adding of a guy with his ilk to the Chicago Bulls. Oh, he led the league to the Chicago Bears. I'm sorry, yeah, I just got through doing the Bulls. He led the league with 17 and a half sacks in 2024. No longer, if we was to acquire a guy like Trey Hendrickson, will we be looking to develop a guy in that position, looking for a guy to come up under his own. He already owns that position, Trey Hendrickson, and what that does to the expectation and the quality of the Chicago Bears defensive line will be tremendous. That will take us to another level. Are we ready for this? I say yes. Go and do it. We can worry about the money later because I was talking about the guys. I don't know about the money. They got more information on that than I do. But I say do it. Let's get better. I just say get better. I get excited like this. Go ahead.
Man, I'll be the first one to admit I didn't think it was going to happen. I still don't know if it's going to happen, but it's interesting to see that the Chicago Bears are really putting their money where their mouth is to say, hey, we really going for it. Because if you think about the division, like I said, when you think about the Detroit Lions, I think that could be some type of drop-off out there, especially with the loss of two major coordinators that they've had over there for the last few years. So you consider and talk about those things. You're thinking about trying to keep pace with the Green Bay Packers. And then you look across the landscape. You look to the NFC East. You know the two prominent teams over there is the Commanders and the Eagles. You look to the South. You say Atlanta. You say the Saints. It don't really move, that many people. So it's definitely some things that the Chicago Bears are looking at. And when we talk about the Minnesota Vikings, just within that division, a lot of their offseason acquisitions have gone to the trenches. And you know that you got a solid O-line in Green Bay. You got a solid O-line in Detroit. You got a solid O-line in Minnesota. So the Chicago Bears, what they saying is by trying to acquire this guy, hey, we want pressure and we want a lot of it going to the teams within the division. And they not pussyfooting around it. That's why I got to respect it. Whether I don't necessarily believe it's the ultimate move, you know what I'm saying? Simply because you got to worry about money, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'll keep it a buck with you. If we can go and do that, it's time to win. And they've been saying that. They've been saying that they're trying to win. So it's time to win. If you can pull it off, hey, pull it off.
Yeah, the way I feel like is this would be the type of move, and we were talking about this a little bit before we started officially recording, but this is the type of move where you're no longer just saying we're fine just competing, we're fine just seeing if we can sneak in as a wild card. No, you're trying to compete. They're damn near trying to be a Super Bowl team if that's the case, because that frees up. You can no longer double team Montez Sweat, and you can't double team Trey Hendrickson either, which then frees up pressure from the interior. And you know who else would have a crazy season if this trade were to happen?
Dex.
Fucking Kyler Gordon, bro.
Oh, Kyler Gordon. Okay.
Because you're bringing Kyler Gordon around from the outside as a blitzing corner in that case. Man, listen.
That's a good
I don't want to
point.
get too excited because it's still unlikely to happen, but I tell you what, if this trade were to happen, listen, we're back to the monsters of the midway defensively, period.
Yeah, like this the type of move like when we talk about when it came down to like Ryan Poles, we can agree that he's a very tech savvy money business guy. You get a trade like this to go down for what we're talking about, a second round pick. Now we talking about you being a goddamn manipulating genius because that's when you're able to negotiate deals in your favor. That's the next level of GMmanship that not a lot of GMs unlock. So you're able to. We already know when it comes to money, I'm not worried about it because if he feel like he can get this guy, that means he feel like he can get this guy and come up with a deal that's already favorable for not only for us but for the player as well. So I'm not worried about the money if we was together. I'm more worried about is he able to close a deal like this down, and if he's able to close a deal like this down, like what everybody say, it's fucking go time. It's time to win. Ain't no excuses. Your trench is pretty much locked up. Our defensive coordinator is licking his chops if he's doing it because there's so many ways. You got Kyler Gordon that can have a year. Hell, our backups can have a hell of a year. Austin can have a hell of a year because he's learning from a bevy of experienced pass rushers from the D tackle on. So it's a bevy of people that can learn and have great years coming from it. This is a Khalil Mack type of trade if you get it to go down.
Man, it completely changes the way you have to play the Chicago Bears. Completely. You can't go back there in them seven step drops. You're going to have to put more runs in there. You can't be just stepping back, going to pass. That's going to open up guys for Kyler Gordon to have terrific years. How about the cornerbacks on the sidelines, Stevenson and Jalen Johnson, with a much quicker time to cover. Yeah, you ain't gonna have that line to cover your man. You can take more chances, more turnovers for the defensive backs.
Yep.
Bigger hits, better hits from the linebackers for more pressure because the quarterback got to get the ball out fast. He can be a game changer for the Chicago Bears. It's up to Ryan Poles. Is he willing to pull the trigger? It's up to the Cincinnati Bengals that are willing to give him up for a second round pick. But if we can get that, the Bears, they take to another stratosphere, bro. To another stratosphere, I think.
Facts.
That's a fact. Yeah, they're at a different level if that ends up being the case, man. And so, I all I can say is this. I hope that if the Bears do this, again, I don't want to set the expectation and get anybody's hopes too far up that this is for sure going to happen. It really comes down to the Bengals. Like that's a part of all this. Do you think a second is enough, like in the future pick, or do you think, like, as they start a bidding war for this, do you think it does get up as high as a first-round pick from some teams? Is a team willing to offer a first for 31-year-old Trey Hendrickson?
I don't know because there's just not that many teams that's going to be able to pay him, and I think that's the thing that they're going to run into. You got a guy that's up in age because it's kind of like an oxymoron. He's not supposed to be getting 17 sacks at 31. Yeah. So it's two facts they're looking at. It's like his production don't match his age. So they're going to look at it like, I'm not trying to pay long term for somebody that in the year or one or two, it could just be a significant drop off versus I still kind of have to pay him something because he's still getting the production, but it still got to match his age. So, I feel like it's going to take a particular GM and particular teams that's going to be able to do it, and we're one of them because we know how to be good with money. And if it's not in our favor, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, because I look at, and to Stevo's point, just to add on, because remember when the Buffalo Bills first signed Von Miller, we like, hold on. Bro, what, like 32 years old, y'all signed to a 4-year, over $100 million. It's crazy. And he never really lived up to the bill. And me and C-Dub was talking, and I'm like, bro, think about Hassan Reddick as well. Before he got traded from the Eagles, he had 27 sacks in the 2 seasons he was with them. And then, you know, he gets there up in age. He ends up with the Jets, only played a few games over there. Now he's with Tampa Bay on a 1-year deal for $12 million. So just to provide that context, it's like, man, to Stevo's point, do you really want to go out and take that leap? I say, look, if you go out and you take that leap, just make sure it works. Because when we talk about the money aspect, I think that you got a lot of people that you could just convert some of their money to signing bonuses on your team.
Yep.
Hence why, you know, you see Haize brought it up. Dayo, his deal, I think it's $8 million. Haize said this year, but then next year it goes to $20 million. They can, you know, take some of that money. It's a sign-on bonus. We elevate and alleviate some of our cap space that way to pay Trey Hendrickson. Then, boy, it's just a lot. It's just, ooh, boy. But I'm with you. We can't put a lot of expectations on because, man.
Yo, had these 4 calculators to do this shit.
Well, this is the final year of his contract. I just want to pose this. I'm just posing this. What if we can go like get him for 1 year and sort of like approve it? If he's good enough to sign him long term and we can work out a good deal after he performs this season, then we do it. I don't think it's a big deal if we do or not. What if it doesn't work out to the extent that we do? Why you rolling your eyes?
I'm not rolling my eyes. It's just,
you thinking about it?
No, I think what happened is his spirit jumped into me because it's like, nigga, I just got 17 sacks.
But you ain't gotta tell him anything. I'm talking to business. You ain't gotta tell him like.
No, I'm just saying like that's a part of the business, and that's the biggest problem. Like if you look at the last thing he just said recently, he's like, motherfucker, they trying to lowball me. I just gave y'all 17 sacks.
That is part of the reason why. Yeah,
we want to lowball him too. We don't want to pay top dollar too. He's 31.
No, they're disrespecting him. We ain't trying to.
Yeah, they did. The disrespecting part came because they told him to wait a little bit and they gonna take care of him. And I think to Stevo's point, he don't want to hear that. Give me my money because he already said he not playing on this 1 year deal without an extension. So I think if the Bears do execute this trade, you gotta have some type of conversation with the agent to see what the dollar amount is looking like and get that locked up before he even touched the field. Me personally,
that's the biggest issue.
Are y'all saying they gotta have a extension agreement ready before he comes to another team?
It's literally gonna have to be like Montez.
Oh wow!
You land in the city and then boom, a few days later you signing on the line.
Because we agreed,
yeah.
Like because it's built up. Is you told him to wait, then you just paid 2 wide receivers in his face.
I mean, but the Bengals had to pay them 2 guys, didn't they? I mean,
they waited too long.
I'm about to say they had to. That's the main issue. They keep telling all these motherfuckers to wait.
Yeah.
And now they can't pay him because he waited the longest. So he ain't trying. When it comes down to the money situation, like that's the one thing we're gonna have ready when the phone is called to him. It's not the Bengals is almost 2 in this conversation because we mainly talking to him because if he ain't if the money ain't right, the deal dead anyway.
Yeah.
So fuck what the Bengals think, to be honest.
Oh my goodness, it's weird. So we should be negotiating with Hendrickson instead of the Cincinnati Bengals.
You negotiate with the Bengals to get the trade because you have to meet what they want for the trade. And then after that, you gotta. And keep in mind, like to Stevo's point, you're negotiating with somebody who literally has just said, "Hey, listen, I've already been undervalued, so you can't come in trying to undervalue somebody who already partially why they want to leave is because they're undervalued." Like the fact that the motherfucker was willing to stay in Cincinnati already says a lot. You didn't go try to undervalue him then?
That's a fact, man. I think we want the best deal possible as well, too, right? Chicago, right?
Yeah, that's
100%. That's 100%. Like I said. If there's anybody I feel comfortable handling a deal like this, is Pose, because he's either gonna be like, we can make it work or we can't make it work. We've seen it multiple times. He said, Matthew, you down. This is what we doing. Now I want this. All right, fuck it. Take your ass to Atlanta.
Oh, bro.
So do y'all have an estimate of what we could do for this guy, like a 3-year deal? What could we do like per year if y'all got like any kind like a guess? What could we do? 15 a year? I think like 15.
No, you like I said, Dayo is about to get $20 million in year 2 of this contract, bro. No, you're gonna have to start. I get it. You're probably gonna want to sign him for no more than 2 or 3 years, but I think you're probably looking at 18 and a half with bonuses.
Yikes. Okay.
At a minimum.
Off rip.
He gotta perform, bro. You gonna pay that man 18? He gotta come out. We need 12.
That pass rush will be.
It gotta be vicious.
I mean,
it will be. In my
and like I said, like it's a risk, but like with everything you've done up until this point, I think it's like if I would say I'm like 70% on you could take this risk.
That's a great place to have the conversation because I'm of the mind. I say this with every sport. You don't want to have to make a big swing to be a playoff team. Like I fully believe that. I think the Bulls did that with getting DeMar and Vooch and Lonzo. They try to do all that just to become a playoff team, right? Like I think that usually big swings are when you already have confidence that you're a playoff team, then you make a big swing to get yourself over the hump. Would this be too soon to be making this level of a move to get when you haven't even been a playoff team yet?
And I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think this was the year to do that because we got a new head coach, a new staff, the quarterback on his 15th offensive coordinator. So I think this would not been a year. But what would y'all think would fast forward that? Would this guy be the great guy to fast forward that? Because I don't think this is the year that you should swing for the fences. Is he the big enough name to fast forward that formula or what?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah,
like we all know. I mean, when it comes down to it, to get us to the big game is mainly to the quarterback and the head coach. But what helps a quarterback? A great defense.
I think that's fair, and
I'm like 50-50 on it. Like it's like we can't like if you was to make the argument that's a little too early of a swing because we're not a playoff team as of last year. I can understand it, but me personally, I felt like we had a different coaching staff, we would have been in the playoffs.
So, do you before the nephew go? You don't think we can be a great defense without Trey Hendrickson? That's what you're saying.
I think we're gonna be good, great. We can probably be great with Trey.
Okay,
I think that's fair, and I think to Haize's point, it makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Because we seen the Philadelphia Eagles go to the Super Bowl, lose the Super Bowl. They say, we want to get our ass back there. Give me the best running back that's available, the best running back in the league. Saquon Barkley, they get there, they win it. You look at last year, the Commanders, they have all this success, get to the NFC Championship game. What they do this offseason, go get Laramie Tunsil, go get me Deebo Samuel. We trying to push this thing. So to Haize's point, it could be a swing potentially too early.
But everybody making swings.
But I'm just saying, because when you feel like that you can take the division, this is that type of move, or this is that type of foresight that they are having right now. And I think that when you have a quarterback on the type of rookie deal that you have, sometimes GMs, they say, fuck it, we going all in, we taking the risk, because once Caleb getting how much money we think he's gonna get? 60?
Bro, Caleb getting paid, bro.
Hey, roster construction is gonna be a lot tougher, and Brad Poe's gonna have to cook a little different.
If I'm not mistaken, DJ Moore was the most expensive contract in Bears or something like that, wasn't it? Like,
yes, I believe it was him.
So, yeah, that's gonna look like peons compared to what Caleb's probably finna get,
bro. Hey, I wanted to because Drip, you made a great comment with this. It's just too soon, and I'm looking at the people are looking too small when you look at a deal like this with Trey Hendrickson. Forget the NFC North. I think you're looking at the whole NFC if you make a fucking a deal like this. You're looking to win the NFC, not just the NFC North. That's all I wanted to point out on that one.
I mean, but you know, you gotta. The difference is you gotta to win the NFC. You gotta go through the North. And I think
how though, because the Eagles has been the champ. How you gotta go?
I mean, because we end up usually having to play the Vikings or the Lions or the Green Bay.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're
saying. And then if you look at it, like I said, as of now, if we going up to give like day one, our first game is Vikings. I'm planning on outscoring them.
Yeah,
because their line, they beat the fuck out that O line.
They did.
It's beefy. So like I think they're looking at that as well. Like, all right, motherfucker, like these O-linemen we going up against within our own division, 3 of them is like that. Let alone the rest of the NFC and the AFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
We shall see, man. Hey, like I said, like even the article says, it doesn't say that it's necessarily something that's about to happen or even that's a sure thing. It just kind of now you know where the Bears sit at, what they'd be willing to pay if this is true. And I agree. I don't think you give up a first-round pick for Trey Hendrickson, not when he's about to become a free agent, and you got to pay him on. That's just too many combination of assets. If we're going to have to pay you, I'm not willing to give up that first-round pick because, again, hopefully the Bears – well, that's another thing, too. Like, the Bears' first-round picks are going to be worse and worse going forward. We ain't going to be picking no more top 10. So,
Nah.
I agree
We
with
hope.
that.
We hope.
I
If we
believe
hope
it,
that
though.
means we'd have traded for somebody or traded something.
I believe it, yeah. Because that, first round pick, that's hefty. I ain't gonna lie. That's
Yeah.
hefty.
Ooh, some people ain't gonna be making the team. We do that. Some people ain't making the team.
that's a fact.
Right, Mr. Robertson is probably gonna be gone. Or
Oh yeah, Rob. Yeah.
He's steady making it, bro. He's
Yeah,
like
my
the
goodness.
Undertaker, bro.
No, see, that's the thing. This nigga don't need to be on the team regardless, bro. Like, this,
I don't understand
Bro,
why
like,
he
real
in a
talk,
coat.
man.
He should be a coat right now. That motherfucker's a
Like,
coat. He should
bro,
have gave his
like,
ass for
I get Ryan Poles likes to take care of players he drafted and hold on to them to the last minute. But there is no world in which Jack Sanborn is gone and Dominique Robinson should still be here, bro.
Bro, he keep making it, bro. He keeps surviving, bro. I just don't get it, bro. What do they see that we don't see?
That motherfucker just a
I don't-
personal
I don't
trainer at
know.
this point. He just work it out.
Bro, like he's the football player version of COVID. The nigga just won't leave. He just won't go, bro. You just keep getting stuck with this motherfucker, bro.
They won't come up with shit for him.
Like,
Yo, the real. They say he's
Just
great
go
at special
somewhere.
teams now. Come on, bro.
Bro, he ain't even a gunner. That's the fuck. I ain't even seen them gun. I see Hardy gun more than him.
Would it be good? Oh, Hendrickson would be good for Booker too. He can learn behind Hendrickson
and
'Cause
Daniel Hardy.
and
Facts.
Daniel Hardy. They can learn from, and then you got Montez Sweat on the other side. Oh, we get so much
Do you
better.
send Dayo Odeyingbo in the trade?
You might have to. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, that's cutthroat.
You might have to, though.
That's
Hey, dog.
Bro.
Hey,
That's
dog.
cutthroat.
That nigga dog. Hey,
This
dog.
life, though, is a business, bro. What the fuck you want us
At
to
least,
say?
at least he ain't fucking Indiana, folks. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey,
What
that's
you want us to do,
cutthroat,
bro.
Hey, that's going to the interview, hearing from the people in the room saying, "Hey, yeah,
Fucking
we
Trey
really
Hendrickson.
want you on board," and then on Monday they call you and be like, "It ain't happening."
No, I mean that's like getting hired on a job, really good job, and then about 3 months into it, they like, hey, you know what? We actually got to fire some people.
oh damn.
You know,
Yeah, that's a better analogy.
we got cutbacks.
It
We
is
really
literally
did like you, but
that's WWE like a motherfucker. Oh,
That's a fact.
we got so much money. We're making revenue profit. Budget cuts.
no, that's like them recruiting Ricochet and then be like, all right, bet. So yeah, we got you. You could be a heavyweight champion at one point in time. Oh, yeah, this cruiserweight title. How do you feel about that?
And we gonna dress your ass up like Spider-Man.
For real. That is crazy.
No, I do think Ricochet would have dressed up like Spider. I think Ricochet dressed like Spider-Man in his personal life, bro. I just
Yes,
believe he just
bro.
walks up and down.
Yeah, that nigga
just
walk
like
out and
Spider-Man.
point to the sky.
Oh, he's a mutant. He's a mutant for sure. I really think he's a mutant, bro. He shouldn't be able to move like that.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Real life,
man.
he a Power Ranger. I'm trying to
For real.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We got a
Shout out
super
to
chat.
Alex.
Alex, shout out to Alex says Bears could rush for all year and get elite pressure with Hendrickson and secondary with Feast. Facts.
You ain't
Yeah.
lying.
Oh, rush forward and without have to send a blitz, even though that's kind of what Kyler Gordon's game is. We do want to send Kyler Gordon sometimes. I don't like sending Tremaine Edmonds. He don't know how to blitz.
Bro,
We not ever
listen,
seen a
you know what?
linebacker that don't know how to
would-
blitz.
But listen, that will be because then you can
That's
just drop him
perfect.
back in coverage.
Yes,
that's
that's
supposed to be his strength.
Yes.
You just keep
Yeah.
dropping his ass back in coverage.
I think, bro, he got dyslexia when you tell him to blitz,
For
bro.
real, bro.
That motherfucker be like,
I
what?
be like, why you pause?
Literally, that nigga gets to the line. Bitch, go through the nigga. Why you stop?
That motherfucker frustrates the shit out of me, bro.
It's crazy.
Bro,
Man,
he-
every time, bro, they need to bike his ass. Blitz, huh?
Oh,
What's that again? What's that again? I thought you said bitch. You said blitz?
Nigga, the play over, nigga.
I was looking in the sideline. I thought you was telling me there was a baddie in the sideline. Like, what's going on here?
The fuck, bro?
That's
Damn,
hilarious,
Tremaine, bro.
Bro, Tremaine, get his predator-looking ass up out of here, man.
Just smell the blitz coming, nigga.
They talking about Blitz Lexia.
He said hey.
Shout out to my man Busy Ray.
Hey, bro.
Man.
Damn, hey, this man Steve said he can smell the blitzes coming.
He should be able to smell the coverage coming, bro. Like, what are we talking about? If Tremaine Edmonds don't have Wolverine sense of smell, bro, I don't know what the fuck that thing on his face is.
Bro, I promise you, his scouting report, they say he can sniff shit out. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, this is when we start just roasting motherfuckers for the next 10 minutes. We go anything left football wise, fellas. Please get the hell out of here.
Oh, shit. Hey, that is funny.
Hey, if the deal present itself, do the deal. That's all I gotta say.
That's a fact.
That motherfucker nose tackle. He ain't no nose tackle, is he?
We want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all.
They call that nigga Rico Reckless.
Make sure y'all follow us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, remember to do so. 773-242-9336. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Peace.